The rain is still falling outside as you complete your meeting at the Waterleaf Bookshop. As you step outside, you are again getting hit by the cold, wet rain.
I believe we're looking for the Broken Tusk Inn, and she said it was down there and off to the right.
I think so.
Can we swing by the dock first? There was supposed to be somebody there that I was going to meet, and I kept an eye open for him, but I didn't see him in the other crowd, and then we got kind of distracted. The dwarf?
Well, unless he was her or one of the people that attacked us, I didn't see him. So.
Well, if we can swing by there, maybe I can catch up. It was a potential job, I guess. It was set up by my family, but I just heard that there was a dwarf here that was in need of a bodyguard, and if I should be there at the time that he needed me, then make contact and see where it went from there. So.
The docks themselves never stop. However, now later in the evening, it is not quite as busy as it was during the day. There is, however, a dwarf.
Ah, there's a dwarf there. Let me just talk to him for a moment and see if this is the one I'm looking for. Excuse me, sir.
Aye.
Are you, It was arranged for me to come see about a client looking for a bodyguard. Would that be you?
I do fit the description.
Well, you are a dwarf. So you are looking for a bodyguard?
You're right there. Right on the mark.
How much do you pay?
Worth your while?
If you don't mind tagging along, we have a few other things that we're looking into doing. But yes, if you wish to have some protection, this group has already put down a group of bandits, so I would think that you'd be in good company, and I will look after you.
I'm okay with that arrangement. It's better than sitting around and doing nothing.
Yes, it's kind of wet out here. We are heading to a tavern. Wish to come?
How could I turn down that?
If we include you as part of the group, it's paid for.
Now, how could I turn down that? Free drinks.
Zach. Well, I think the drinks are on us, but...
The rooms are free.
Yes. All right, we're looking for the Broken Tusk Inn, so I think it was that way? And unless anybody corrects Vi, she heads off in a direction.
Yaffy will follow.
What was once a refinery of some description is now an inn for mainly sailors on shore leave. The place is surprisingly quiet, and a large green orc is behind the counter. They are quite attractive, green of colour, and they have a broken tusk. A sign behind on the wall says, "The Broken Tusk Inn, 150 years." The inn seems a little noisy and busy, but it does not seem to be excessive, and no one is getting out of hand.
Do you think they change that sign every year?
It should be easy enough to do, I would think. By the way, I'm Violence Fitzhugh from the Red Rock. And you are? Dorivar, right? Dorivar, do you have a last name?
Dorvar Redbraid.
Oh.
And these are my companions.
We doing introductions all around, or?
Might as well. It's easier to be yelled at if they know your name.
Ah. Yaffy. No last name.
And Dara is looking around, averting his eyes and just kicking the ground. You can call me Dara.
What's with the girl?
Which girl?
Syra?
Actually, I'm not a girl. I'm a boy.
Not a girl? Oh.
No. It can be hard to tell with elves, I know, but no, not quite.
They all look the same.
Well, it just so happens that we're all friends of Dyra's, so I guess you'll pick up on their looks pretty quick.
And Dyra, we've been reliably informed, it's not a frog.
That's always good to have. Not a frog.
Dyra is not a frog. Yes. Dyra is not.
Someone had the voucher, I believe.
Ah, yes, yes. Yaffe will take the voucher up to the bar or wherever the orc was that seems to be in charge.
And she is cleaning a large metal mug. And she looks up. Arrow?
Ah, hello. Excuse me. We have. Well, I don't even know what this is. A voucher? And she will hand over the note that we were given.
Yes, I know, Fawnlee. What's this to do with?
To do with? She said to give this over in terms of arranging accommodations.
Ah. All right, then. For how many?
And she will turn around and do a quick head count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
She goes over and takes a key off a hook at the back. There's several keys and several missing. And she hands it over. And she says, upstairs on the right.
Thank you.
Vi will take up station just either in front of Dorovar if we're going into somewhere new, or behind if we're in somewhere like this and heading someplace like a room or something.
And Yaffe will walk back over to the others with the key. She says, upstairs on the right.
Might as well check it out first to see if it's safe enough to store belongings. Go check it out.
For sure.
And it is a simple room, but it is 6 cots, and the door locks.
Hmm. Handy.
And while the others go upstairs, Dyra is going to look over the I guess the bottom floor of the inn and find a table that might be empty in one of the corners and go sit at it.
Corners? No. Empty table somewhere? Yes.
Okay.
It is reasonably busy. Not packed, but reasonably busy. So you can find a seat, but...
He will sit at the table and put his bow and quiver on top of the table and his sword and 2 daggers and crowbar and...
Norlin looks at the room with disdain, and he just kind of sniffs, and he's, oh, so we have to sleep in the same room, right? All together?
I mean, if we wish to stay for free, I'm sure you could purchase your own room if you prefer.
Alas, my funds are somewhat short at the moment. But we all must bear certain hardships.
Yes, we must.
I like the safety in numbers. Vi will check the shutters and stuff and make sure that they bar from the inside. She'll also check the door and the door lock, make sure it's solid and secure.
It is decent enough, but a determined thief could, probably get within. However, having said that, they would have to pick the lock, which is somewhat visible from the hallway.
Judging it good enough, Vi will take off her armor, leave it on one of the beds, and along with her backpack and stuff. She will take her hammer, though.
Yappy's gonna leave her pack, really only keeping... I guess she's got 2 daggers, which she could just keep on her. But everything else she's just gonna leave behind, because it's too heavy.
All right, then head back down. If Dorvar is going, I'll, of course, wait for Dorvar.
Yep, Dorvar will head back down.
And no one bothers you. You are left to your own devices and the table. I mean, it's a bit rowdy, but yeah, no one's overly aggressive or anything. There's no fights breaking out.
So Dorovar, why is it exactly you need a bodyguard? What am I supposed to be looking out for? Do you have price on your head? Is somebody coming to kidnap you?
Well, when you're trying to liberate a town, you don't make a lot of friends. That's a lie. You make a lot of friends, but not friends in the places that matter the most.
So, but a lot of not friends as well?
A lot of people who have a lot of money.
Oh.
This town?
No. But they have not let up, no matter how far I've gone.
How long have you been here? In this town?
Couple weeks, almost a month.
All right. Good to know. I'll keep an eye open. Wave a hand at whoever's the serving person to get their attention and then start ordering a massive amount of food and beer.
And they get it for you. Bread, stew. It's decent. Not, upper class, but it's decent. Wholesome food. Home cooked.
So should we fill Dorovar in on what it is we are doing now?
Probably makes sense. I think we're just hired to look for someone who's been lost for 1,000 years, right?
Yeah. No big deal, right?
How can you be lost for 1,000 years?
Guess we'll have to ask him that when we find him. That's the Gilgazo person, Did I remember that correct? Sometimes I don't remember all the nuances.
And she said he was a human? Just a really old one?
Something like that. Some kind of mystic or druid or something.
I didn't think humans lived that long.
They don't, as far as I know.
Were we ever told that this person was human?
Thought so, but I could be misremembering.
I thought so too. He was a friend of the royal family and a member of some kind of very ethical organization that helped look after this whole city before he went missing.
But if he's human and been missing for 1,000 years, she really thinks we'll find him alive?
He's supposed to have mystical powers or something, I guess.
They'll have to be fairly mystical then.
I mean, did they specify alive or just find them?
Look for them.
Yes. I suppose she didn't say find him alive. However, if we find him dead, I doubt he'll be very helpful to the city.
Well, I did ask that. I did ask whether or not we had to have some kind of proof of this, and she said whatever we find would be good enough.
She did say that if we were unscrupulous, we could just lie to her and she'd have no way of knowing.
Yeah. Fortunately, we're not.
I wasn't feeling particularly like being that unscrupulous, no.
50% good, 50% bad?
Eh.
Today's a good day.
Sure.
Fawn, the owner of the bookstore, has hired us to find this person to help prove that her father was right in his writings and his quest and stuff, and to make her feel better about the whole thing. And she's paying us a reasonably decent amount of money to go and look. So that's what we're doing.
We need to... Well, first we came to see if you were here, but next step is looking for a ship's captain to take us somewhere. Unless we feel like swimming, I suppose.
Yeah, the Broken Top Bay, a grotto. Apparently it's kind of difficult to get into, but the captains at this Bluefin Tavern are supposed to know how to get there.
I wouldn't mind swimming.
You wouldn't mind swimming?
If it's a short distance.
I don't think it is, though.
Good that you can swim though, Dyra, especially since we're in the middle of a lake. Good to know.
Uh-huh.
Vi will push food at whoever's not eating enough and make sure that they're eating and getting their share and not just filling up on booze. Looking at Dyra.
Wolvar will be eating. He was taught to not waste.
Orlin inspects the food, and if it's up to his standard, he will eat, but he eats very sparingly, quietly, and you can see he's more interested in just kind of soaking in everything that's going on. You just get the feeling he's hearing everything and listening to everything, but he's definitely not partaking of much. He's listening to conversation, not making any.
And Dyra's just staring at amazement at Norland and watching him pick at his food. He's not really sure whether that's the elf in him or the human in him.
It's Norland's behavior is more a product of where he was raised, not his race or anything. It's his upbringing.
Dyra finds this fascinating.
As you're staring, he gets up and he walks to the bar and comes back with a goblet of something. And I don't know if you're paying attention to what he did at the bar, you'd know it was just water or some other typical elvish drink of some sort. But
Were you expecting trouble at the dinner table?
Me?
Uh-huh. You?
No, I
No.
just don't want to wear all this.
You could put them in the room if you would like.
I thought we'd get a table first before they get all taken up.
That was good thinking. How about we hold that table for you now and you go run your stuff up to the room?
And Dyra blushes and nods and grabs his weaponry and crowbar and rucksack and 30-foot rope and ball bearings and
You can make
candles.
2 trips if you need to.
Well, he carried it all here in one.
Yeah, I carried it all here and lugs it all upstairs. Upstairs or to the room anyway.
Yes, upstairs.
Okay.
Oh, you'll need the key.
Yeah, if you'll hand him the key.
I could have picked a lock, but
I think the inn would probably prefer that you don't.
In fact, I hope the inn will notice if somebody does such a thing and makes noise about it.
Dyra nods, takes the key, and he heads upstairs.
Now, I'm not one to judge, but is that elf fully, there in the head?
He seems to be a little shy.
A little is an understatement.
Well, from what we understand, he was sent away from wherever he's from to meet new people. So, he has succeeded in that.
I suppose he has.
Let's see. I've made an I've met one of my goals, and that's she nods her head towards Dorvar. Dyra has made one of his goals. How about you two?
Well, I suppose that I met my goal as soon as I set foot on the ship, so I'm fine.
I mean, I'm here to spread as much help as I can to people. I have people who will look after the town that I was from, and I journeyed out because, quite frankly, if I stayed there, I would not be living. There are other towns that need my assistance.
So you show up at a town, spread some kindness, and then get run out of town?
I guess that's a very simplified form, yes.
Seems a bit cyclical. Do you never get tired of it?
It's not the easiest cycle, but my mother was a very nice lady, and she was treated horribly.
Ah.
So any way I can give back to the world and right those wrongs, I'm happy to do so.
Mm.
And while you're here, I will try to keep you safe while you do so.
That is why I hired you, so I'm good. I'm not good with that.
Speaking of which, and Vi will hold out her hand for her first day's pay.
He will toss some silver your way.
Excellent, thank you.
And how about you, Norlin?
Merlin very slowly and deliberately and with almost dripping with disdain lifts his nose out of a book, or maybe tears his eyes away from the comings and goings of the other patrons in the bar, and turns to you and raises an eyebrow and says, are you an official scribe?
No, I don't think so. And it was originally Violence that asked. I was simply making sure you were included.
Oh, well, thank you for considering my inclusion, but
Oh, you're very welcome.
all shall read of my goals and ambitions when the journal of my adventure is published.
Then we shall look forward to its publication. Uh, well, I suppose that counts as getting to know each other a bit, maybe.
Dyra is going around each of the tables within the tavern and introducing himself quite shyly. No, he's shyly just walking up to each table. Going,
As a true
"Excuse-"
recluse would, you're going around and introducing yourself to strangers.
Yes, he goes, look, I was told to make friends, and it worked out kind of well so far, so clearly I just
I've
need
made
to
some
keep...
friends. I'm here to make more. You are all
I'm not
now
leaving
my
the
friends.
tavern until I'm
Please.
best friends with every patron.
Vi's just securing all her stuff about her, so when the fight breaks out, she doesn't lose any of it.
Started to get a little bit of a foothold in that area, so he's gonna just walk up to each table and hello, my name's Dyra, and I'm just gotten off a boat.
He says to sailors. I would like a charisma check in here, please.
God. One. One. Why did I roll a 1? Seriously? Alchemy hates us. How many points have we been rolling?
Okay, so they're not a violent bunch. No fights break out, but they don't know quite what to make at all. It's a really awkward situation with somewhat tough sailors who have had some alcohol, who can't make out what is exactly happening with this smallish elf who is coming up to them saying, hello, I've just come from a boat, or got off a boat, or I've seen a boat, or any kind of thing to do with boats. They're really not quite sure what is going on with this situation. It doesn't go violent for him, but...
Should we do something about this?
This looks like beer gold, honestly. This is hilarious.
I suppose no one has hit him or anything, so...
I think we watch for that, but otherwise, it's good practice for him.
All right. He seems to be going to every table, though.
It's not what I would do, but I'm not him.
It's not what I would do either. Dear.
That was beautiful.
Rolled a 1. Oh no. All right. Well, I guess we're just watching this happen.
After a few tables, and he starts getting towards the remainder few, you can see he's becoming more visibly upset and almost in tears and crying while he's talking to the sailors, saying how he got off a boat, and he's just slumped and looking down, and tears are just streaming down his face.
I don't think that's gonna help.
Oh, just pure ball. Like, I got off a boat.
Maybe now they'll relate to him more. Maybe they're just thinking, oh, he misses the sea. He's a sailor too. He's just. Yaffy does not know what to make of this at all.
Dyra, over here for a second.
Dyra meeps on over towards the table. He's got his hands up towards, over his face, and he's just wiping away tears.
Dyra, can you do anything performing-wise? Like, can you juggle or play a musical instrument? That might be a way to, get people to look upon you kindly.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Failing forward.
I could do acrobatics, like somersaults and
A
dancing
somersault.
and skipping and jumping
Dancing
over
and
things
skipping.
Maybe nothing too active because it's kind of full in here. You don't want to run into somebody and spill their drinks. That would be bad.
Just dances into someone. No juggling. No. Can you do like magic tricks or something?
And Dyra pulls out a silver coin and shows you, and and he makes the coin disappear as he turns his hand over and back up, and the coin's
That's
not there
something.
anymore.
Nice.
And he reaches behind the tiefling's ear and pulls the coin out.
See, there you go.
So when you're meeting new people, maybe don't make any harsh moves towards like pulling something from them, but flashing that coin and showing your ability to do that while you're introducing yourself isn't necessarily a bad ploy.
And okay. And Dyra turns and heads to one of the last tables, and you can see he introduces himself and talks about being on the boat, and then pulls out a silver coin and then makes it disappear, and then reaches out and hands it to the nearest sailor, and does it again and hands
Oh, he is
the next
giving them
coin
money now.
to the next sailor.
That
Okay,
will
you
make
can-
him popular, but
I would like another charisma check, but you can roll advantage if you're giving the money away.
Oh yeah, he's seeing this as he's going to give. them
I'm
money.
not sure he really understood the.
No, but let's see if it.
14. Yeah.
They appear favourable to this manner of persuasion.
And if this is working, then
Oh no,
Dyra
he's
is
gonna be
going to
broke.
reintroduce himself to the other tables. How many
And they
people are
also 30 all up.
Maybe someone should tell him he shouldn't be giving everyone money.
Go ahead.
No,
Dyra. Just motion for him to come back over.
He's he asking the sailors, how many silver and a gold? I don't have change. Do you have change? I've just got a gold.
Oh, 5. I've got 5 silver here. I can do a change for you.
Dyra, you might not want to give away all your silver that way. If you just make it appear and disappear in your own hands, that might be enough.
But it's working. I'm making friends.
Then you might want to step down to copper, otherwise you'll run out of money before you make all your friends.
He does a mental calculation. No, I'm good.
All right then. You do you.
So I'm going to lose 30 silver.
I just said he should do himself. You do you.
All right. Well, I suppose that was a rather expensive exercise.
But he's got 30 new friends.
Until he runs out of coin, I suppose.
Well, if we're going to get an early start tomorrow, we probably should get some rest.
Not a bad idea.
I mean, somebody should watch over that one.
Well, I'm watching over this one, and I nod towards Dorovar.
What is he doing now, Dyra? Is he still talking to sailors?
Yes, and drinking with them. Whatever's passed around, I guess. But mainly ale.
I would like, if you're drinking a bit, a constitution check, please. If you are drinking rum, with disadvantage. If you're having ale, straight.
9.
Drunk, but you're not sober.
Drunk but not sober.
Drunk but not sober.
That is how it works.
Yes. And late into the evening, Dyra stumbles upstairs, and I guess he's trying to knock on the door, but he might be knocking on the right door or the wrong door. I don't know.
All right. Yaffe will open the door.
Thank you, sister. And Dyra hugs you and sloshes over to his bed where he collapses and passes out.
Oh dear, I have plenty of siblings already. He needs some sleep, clearly.
I told you we should have stayed to look after him.
I didn't really know what to do about him. He seemed to be having a good time. Didn't want to interrupt that. I didn't know he couldn't hold his drink.
Fine. He'll feel it in the morning, but it's an experience.
Not a very pleasant one.
Check the locks, check the window before bed, and then when everything's nice and safe and settled.
It does not appear to have been tampered with in any way, and so it feels the same as when you inspected it before.
Awesome.
Wonderful.
Wait till Dorovar settles down to sleep, and then I will go to sleep.
Just making this clear, if I die, you don't get your pay because I can't pay you.
There is a flaw in your reasoning, but that's
Yes,
okay.
if you have the money on you, that's not really an issue, but
Well, but then you have to go digging for it, so I win still.
do you? That's
Minor
interesting
inconvenience.
reasoning over death. Huh.
You are 100% correct. You win.
Yes. Good night.
Morning comes.
Vi will get up before Dorovan and go out and do her morning exercises, working through some different fighting forms, physical body exercises, usual, push-ups, sit-ups, all those pull-ups. And ideally get back up to the room before Dorvar wakes up.
Norland's studying his book. He's up at the crack of dawn.
Yeah, if he's sleeping as long as possible.
And so is Dyra.
Dorvar would have woken up by the time you get back. Like, just started waking up.
Well, it's not raining out there anymore. Shall we get the day going? I think they were just getting the food on the tables or ready for the tables.
You'll hear no objections from me.
Pack up my gear, put on my armor. Wait for Dorvar to go down.
Yep, hearing the movement of people coming and going, Yaffy will wake up and somewhat begrudgingly begin packing her things and head downstairs.
And it's not quite as busy. Sailors seem to appear to enjoy night more than day. Or mornings.
No one likes mornings.
And how's Dyra this morning? Clap him on the back.
I don't know why my tongue is so furry. What happened last night? Did we drink
Oh, well, you did.
as friends?
You had a lot of friends, yes.
And a lot of drinks.
You did good.
Oh, right.
You might not want to spend quite at that rate in the future, but you did very good for your first night here in this new city making friends.
Making friends is expensive, and he pinches the bridge of his nose and sees the food on the table and starts hurrying into it like he's absolutely famished.
He handled that surprisingly well.
So, we're heading from this tavern to another one?
I would assume so, although maybe we mistimed that a little bit.
Yes, I think our task was to head to the Blue Fin, was it not? To find a pilot for our passage?
Yes.
Perhaps our new acquaintance, Dyra, can secure passage for us.
Does anyone here know anything about boats?
I was on one for, well, as long as you all were, so that much.
That's the same boat I'm in. She just smiles at that.
I've read much on the great sailing ships of Indarasia, but I'm not skilled in operating one. As I've said, perhaps our friend Dyra can make another new friend with a worthy captain of a vessel at the Blue Fin.
I think since our lives depend on it, we maybe should all play a little more active role in looking for this captain.
Possibly.
Well, now that I think of it, I could pull a couple of strings.
Really?
Vi seems a little more serious this morning and is taking her bodyguard duties very serious and just falls in behind Dorvar and looks out for any possible assailants for him.
All right, I see that. Well, I could pull a couple of strings, but be warned he's a little bit off the rocker, shall we say?
Who is?
Gattish Redfall.
All right.
Don't get me wrong, he's a good man, but not the most sane.
Oh. And how can we trust him to safely captain a ship if he is not sane?
Well, you don't need to be sane to captain a ship. He loves his ship. The
Oh.
sea is his life.
Good.
Why do you say he's insane then?
He rambles about things he's seen in the water and just heard, and it's nonsensical.
Uh,
And not a good drinking partner, because starts getting drunk and he starts going around chanting about the black water or something or other. End times.
Huh.
But he's a good sailor.
Well, I think that's all we need, really.
Yeah, everyone else has opinions and stuff, and that's fine. I mean, look at Norlin. He thinks he's better than everybody else. Don't have to take him serious.
You're confusing an opinion with a distinct knowledge. And he puts his head down, back down in a book.
I swear they all sound the same.
Who sounds the same?
People like Norlin.
I don't know that I know anyone else like Norlin.
I mean, all of
Good
those
comments.
from Indoracia. Well, they should sound the same. We are superior.
I would just say Dorvar will shake his head.
Vi looks like she's going to say something and then just also shakes her head. Just maintains her quiet and watchful stance.
I am ready to head out whenever you guys are.
I'm ready.
I am also ready, friends. Let's go make a new friend.
A veil of heavy mist clings to the lake, and around you is the chatter of merchants and workers going about their business. Ahead is the remains of what might once have been a great theatre. Now it has been repaired with whatever was at hand, whether it was ship or canvas. A wooden sign, faded and stained, hangs above the entrance and reads, "The Bluefin Tavern."
You might not make so many friends in here, Dyra.
I shall go make friends with that person.
Oh, maybe we should let Dorivar introduce us to his friend?
They sound so cheerful, even though it's only morning.
Cheerful. Yes.
Today you should probably practice learning how to make good friends. Keep an eye open first and see if they're the kind of people that you want to be friends with.
Oh, is that fighting?
Might be.
It sounds like arguing.
Yes. Arguing.
Might I suggest we go inside?
Absolutely. I thought we were following Dorivar as he's the one who has the contact. Ah.
Well, I was seeing if Dyra would have made any new friends, but I guess we could.
I think we'll just follow you.
We are looking for your contact, yes?
Yes, yes. He will lead the way inside.
It is hard to know which is stronger, the smell of the unwashed or that of the fish and ale that is free-flowing. A salvaged mast dominates the centre of the building. The skeleton of a large aquatic beast hangs from the ceiling. The skull almost reaches to the bar. Its open mouth is filled with coin. Occasionally someone adds a coin, but no one takes one out.
Oh, Dyra will add a silver coin to the mouth.
The tavern is busy, and yet there is a charm to its disorder. Two tieflings work the bar.
Do I recognize my contact anywhere inside?
bit of looking, you can see that he is sitting at a table with a large steel tankard of ale. His hair is greying and his beard is a bit ruffled, but there is certainly experience in his eyes.
Olvar will start to approach him.
Vi will take up a position behind Dorvar, her 6'2" towering over his 4 foot, and just be an imposing presence behind him.
And Gattish looks up. Well, as I live and breathe, if it's not Doravar Redbraid, what brings you to the Fin of Blue?
It's been a while, hasn't it?
Aye, it has.
Well, I kind of need to cash in that favor.
The sound of coin is music to anyone's ears.
I distinctly remember you said you would take me anywhere I requested if I bought you that drink. And then you went on a tirade about the Black Sea and the end times, and it was quite a sight.
You are aware that the Sea of Black is going to bring about the end times, when this whole city will get sucked back into the lake.
Well, is it a sea or a lake?
Depends where the water's coming from.
Ah.
And that mystery will one day be found.
Wonderful. We're sort of trying to solve our own, well, someone else's mystery, a different mystery. So maybe you could help us with that.
And what mystery is that, Missy?
A different one.
Specifics.
And she's gonna look back at everyone else. Specific are we being about this?
How old a human can live? Can they be over 1,000? We don't know.
Yes, that, sure. Human
No.
lifespans.
They can't.
Well, has
Solved it.
that ever been tested?
I believe so when people die.
Perhaps they simply haven't tried hard enough.
Right. And how do I fit into that? I plan to live forever or die trying.
She's looking back at Dorovar. Since that didn't seem to work.
Well, you can sail a ship, correct?
I am the best captain in this ear tavern.
And we can't. And the place we need to be is, well, not here. And you can transport us to said location with a ship.
And where is this said location that you are being so cagey about, my short friend?
And he will turn around to look at somebody else, because I don't know if you ever told
He's
him.
turning around. I think he's looking at violence.
We need to get to the Broken Top Bay Grotto.
What do you need to go there for? It's a dangerous part of the lake. Wind and rocks mixed with unpredictable currents make it an uncertain journey.
Uncertain even for you?
It's a dangerous part of the lake. I can do it. Not sure anyone else in here could.
Oh, then we came to the right place. Person.
It's true that I owe you a discount, but I do need to pay my crew.
We have someone that is willing to pay for you to deliver us there and bring us back.
All right. If that's true, then you can meet me tomorrow at my ship, the Wayward Moxie, and I will take you to your desired destination, as crazy as you seem to want to go there.
I'm not crazy, I'm merely abnormal.
Right.
Well, you see, we've all got to do what we've got to do before the Black Sea sucks us all in, or whatever.
The end times are coming, Missy. Make no mistake.
Well, then I suppose we'd better hurry.
Evening tide tomorrow, then.
Very good. I think.
Vi just nods.
This is a very interesting tavern.
It only has the best clientele.
They have birds as clientele.
All right, so what are we going to do till tomorrow then?
Let's go swimming.
Sorry, you want to go swimming until tomorrow evening?
Why not? It's a good pastime. You get strength from it. You wash all your dirt away. Lay in the sun and soak up the sun rays. Listen to the sound of the water lapping against the edge of the lake. As you dive in and splash and see wondrous things below, like water snails and fish and the odd crustacean.
And sharks.
And garbage.
And rocks.
Garbage?
And
And the Black Sea.
sand.
And the Black Sea, he's right.
Dara
And
goes,
sea
yeah,
serpents.
I see it all the time.
Oh, and don't forget the eels. I hear there's eels around here.
Shrieking eels?
They have a taste for human flesh.
Oh.
Wait,
They were born in the Black Sea.
I can't say as I've ever done much swimming.
I think I'll save my swimming for cleaner places. Just look at the body floating in the water and the...
you can see many wondrous things.
I have never had a bed to call my own or take a nap. I've never had an argument without getting slapped. I've never found a pile of gold with the treasure map, but at least I never lost a match of old king scrap. I have never had a bed to call my own or take a nap. I've never had an argument without getting slapped. I've never found a pile of gold with the treasure map, but at least I never lost a match of old king scrap. At least I never lost a match of old king scrap.
All right, then we go to Fawn's. We get her to sign off on the captain, and do we need to get any gear before we're ready to go?
At the dock is an extraordinary vessel. Its hull is sanded smooth and varnished. It is constructed from flawless black oak, and it sways gently in rhythm with the waves. The trim bears the curves of a traditional Hendon design. The hull has ivy and branches inscribed along with the ship's name. Her crew is not large, but they are busy as they prepare the vessel for sailing. Redfall will wave as you approach and motion for you to come aboard.
What did you say their name was?
Orvar will climb aboard.
Follow after?
Welcome aboard the Wayward Moxie. And he points to a set of stairs. You'll find a bunch of hammocks down there. You can make a place of your own to sleep and stow your gear.
You have a very beautiful boat. Surprising.
Surprising? I am a fine captain.
I see that now.
As fine a captain as you are tall.
That good. I look forward to seeing it sail. Vi will take her pack and everything down to where the hammocks are, stow it, and she will take off her armor and also wrap it tightly and bind it to her pack so she can grab everything in one go.
Yep, Yaffy will store her pack wherever there's a good spot to do so.
Dara will walk up the gangway onto the... Stop at the captain. Hello, I'm Dara. I'm I have been on a boat before,
That's
and
nice.
this one doesn't smell as bad as the other one. And
No, the Wayward Moxie's a fine ship. When we can find her.
find the ship,
Aye, lad.
and he's
There's a
looking
reason
around.
she's called the Wayward Moxie.
Does your boat run away from you?
She runs away from everyone. For her love is the sea and the lake. She doesn't just sit in port when she doesn't want to be here. You'll learn this about ships.
So ships want to go sailing?
They're meant. It's what they're built for.
You speak of your ship as if the ship has a mind of its own.
It
Very
does,
strange.
lad. A real ship lives and breathes.
I cannot hear her breathing.
You're not listening.
I will have to listen harder then.
Aye.
And he pulls at his ears as if to try and open them up a little bit more.
And the crew seem competent as they go about their duties to prepare the ship for sail. And he comes up after a while and says, well, we are ready to leave when you are. I have received payment from your employer.
I can see the bluefin from here.
You can. We were lucky we did not have to look far for the Moxie.
I still find it troubling that you would lose your ship.
We don't lose the ship, lad. We just don't always know where it is.
I do not understand this form of logic. And Dyer has unloaded everything and I guess is up on deck and leaning over the side, having a look at the water.
Norlin has found a quiet place and is busy scribbling down some notes in a journal.
Yep, the ship's not huge, obviously, by looking at it, but it's big enough that there would be quiet places.
Fly stands out of the way and just watches the ship get underway. She's leaving her maul downstairs. She's just got her 2 hand axes on her belt right now.
Yaffe's just watching everything that's happening.
As you sail the lake, you can see a large tower. A glowing violet moss has wrapped itself around the foundation. The tower itself seems to serve as one of the lake's landmarks. Beyond the tower, the broken top mountain range rests. It is fused with the peaks and the wall is constructed between them, the enormous barrier that was created. A wall of such colossal magnitude it is known as the Fringe of Orion. What was once a refinery of some description is now an inn for mainly sailors on Sheelaw. Let me do that again.
Sheila?
No, it's not Sheelaw. That's not even close to the word.
He will sit at the table and put his bow and quiver on top of the table and his sword and 2 daggers and crowbar and
Like disarming Germany.
Is he taking everything out of his pockets? And a 50-foot length of rope and 2 candles and a bag of ball bearings.
and all those ball
Exactly,
bearings.
1,000 ball bearings go
Yeah.
spreading across the floor.
One by
Across the
one, he
floor.
places them on
He
the
gets us
table.
kicked out.
Sailors are like, another bloody rogue.
What's with them and their ball bearings?
There's a sign, no ball bearings.
Yeah, that
I-
seemed
I-
odd.
Didn't think elves. I did that. I've had too much to drink, obviously. I did.
haven't had
did
any.
humans-
You've just smelled it.
There's just alcohol in proximity to him. It's gone to his head.
Yeah. He's not really sure whether that's the elf in him or the human in him. Hang on, are you half? You're a half.
Oh my god!
You're
It's happening again.
Nolan's the half.
Norlan-
Is
Norlan
Norlan's
is
a
a
halfsy.
half elf. Oh
He's a halvesy.
my
It's
goodness!
the curse of the half elf.
It's always half elf. Did you say meeps?
Meat.
No, not the meeping ghouls. Me.
Do you mean he meeps?
We're keeping that.
He's
It's
very
gotta be an
meepish.
adjective, surely.
He did that on the docks
used-
earlier.
Firstly, you used it as a verb, not
Oh,
an
it's gotta
adjective.
be a verb.
Secondly, it's not a verb.
It is now. I'm keeping that. That was great.
It is a word, but it's like a sound. It's like a high pitched sort of a sound. It's not a thing. Like it's not
You may be thinking of sheepishly.
like he
Oh, that's
sheepishly
the
wanders over.
Yeah. Okay. I'll rephrase that.
No,
Hey.
actually, meepish works fine. I like meepish.
Yeah.
It,
So
it has a visual
Meeps on
connotation
over.
He meeps over.
and audio
No.
connotation.
and
Is he just going? Go chuckle for the sailor.
chuckle in front of them.
He becomes the
Yeah.
second one of the
Now.
evening.
The
Why'd you
sailors
word
are
it like that?
This just picture from the sailor's perspective. This sad, weeping elf came to your table and told you he was on a boat. And then 2 minutes later, he comes back and starts chuckling.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I mean. He's gonna be
It's better
juggling
than just
there.
standing there
He's gonna be,
crying.
How do you like me now, guys? How do you like me?
It's just really funny.
Pity coins are still coins, okay?
Poor Dyra. Any-
You say, but you did this to him.
Yeah, exactly. You led into this one.
no, this is Dyra. This is poor Dyra. I
Oh my
just feel
goodness, I'm
sorry.
dying. Okay.
Characters trying to make friends. I mean, it's